Welcome to TechTrapture. So in our past few videos, we already discussed about the different compute services in Google Cloud. Then we discussed about different storage services in Google Cloud. Now in this video, we are going to discuss about different data processing services in a Google Cloud. So when we talk about the data processing services, these are the services used to create a data pipelines in Google Cloud. So this can be your ELT pipeline or your ETL pipeline, which will extract the data, transform the data, and load into a data warehouse. So these are the services in the middle layer of a data pipeline, where your source data will be at one place, your destination data will be at the one place, and in middle layer you will have this data processing services to process your data. Now there are multiple services provided by Google Cloud. Each of the service have their unique features, unique costing, and based on their feature we will decide when we should use a which data processing service. Okay, so let's get started and we'll discuss about our first data processing service. So first service is Dataflow. So Dataflow is a very famous service in a Google Cloud. Why it is famous? Because it is used for processing both stream and batch data. Okay, so whenever you have to perform any real-time data analysis, then Dataflow is the best choice in a Google Cloud, where you can process streaming data. Now what is the difference between stream and batch data? So batch data is, suppose you are getting a daily hundreds of files and you are picking that files and processing all the files at a once in a day, so that is called your batch data. But suppose if there are some sensor which are continuously sending data into your Google Cloud or into PubSub or Kafka, anywhere, okay, this can be anywhere, they are continuously sending data, and as soon as we receive data we are immediately processing that data. That is a streaming pipeline, so it is continuously keep running, and as soon as data receive, it will process that data. That is why it is called a unified, because it work on both streaming as well as batch data processing. This is based on the Apache Beam framework in Python. So at the backend it uses Apache Beam framework in a Python. Okay, so it provides a real-time data processing capabilities, making it ideal for application that require a low latency inside. Okay, so you have to keep these keywords in mind, which I highlighted in the green. So it is used for stream and batch data, it is used for real-time data processing. And what are the key use cases for Dataflow? So it is used for real-time stream processing for IoT devices or a log processing. It is used for batch processing for a large-scale data transformation. It's used to build a real-time dashboards and analytics. Okay, so these are the some use cases of a Dataflow. And Dataflow provides a lot of inbuilt templates as well, where we can just use the template. And also recently they introduced a Dataflow pipeline builder or job builder, where we can use a UI without any code. We can create a data pipeline, kind of the simple data pipeline, but you have to create a complex data pipeline, you have to just do a coding in Apache Beam framework in a Python. So that was all about a data flow. Okay, now let's move ahead and let's see what we have in our next data processing service in Google Cloud. So our next service is a data fusion. Again, this is a famous service, and there is one reason for service to be famous. So this is fully managed code free data integration service. So here you don't need to do any kind of coding. It just provide a drag and drop kind of UI for creating your ETL pipeline. So you can just decide what source you need, you can just decide what transformation you need from the UI, and you can also decide a destination based on UI. Okay, so this is a simple service where you don't need additional coding knowledge here. Okay, it drag and drop interface eliminates the need for extensive coding and make it accessible. Now let's see about key feature here. Use cases. So the use cases, it is used for consolidating the data from various sources, as it provide a plugins for multiple sources within the cloud and outside the cloud as well. So you can use these plugins and connectors to connect to your data source, and you can extract data, transform that data, and load into the data warehouse. Then transforming structured and unstructured data for analytics, data fusion is used. It used for preparing the data for machine learning models as well. So for data fusion, the important things to remember if you are looking for the any of the certification exam, then always remember this is the code free ETL service or data integration service where you can create a data pipeline on a UI itself. That is the major feature of this data processing service. Okay, now let's see about our next service. So in next we have a Dataproc. Again, this service is having a different purpose. So this is fully managed service for Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark and other big data frameworks. So this is mainly used when you have on-premises database data platform or a data jobs. You can just migrate to Dataproc. So it simplifies a big data processing, allow you to spin cluster in minutes and focus on data rather than infrastructure management. So here you don't need to manage about the servers to run your job, so it will just scale up and scale down infrastructure based on a requirement. So for Dataproc, remember this is used for Apache Hadoop and big data framework. So here a key use cases are running Spark and Hadoop jobs, processing and analyzing large data sets stored in cloud storage or BigQuery, and migrating existing on-premises big data workload to the cloud. So this is all about a Dataproc. Again, the important thing here, it is used for Apache Hadoop and big data frameworks. Now let's see what next. So now this is a very important service, and this is one of my favorite service in Google Cloud, that is Cloud Composer. Even though it is not originally a Google Cloud service, because it is based on the Apache Airflow. So instead of running Apache Airflow on virtual machine and then managing virtual machine for yourself, Google has their own managed Airflow environment that is called a Cloud Composer. So Cloud Composer is nothing but it is kind of a Google Kubernetes cluster on which Apache Airflow is deployed, and that infrastructure is completely managed by Google Cloud. You have to just create your DAGs, you have to execute your DAGs, and you can just orchestrate your data pipelines. So this is Cloud Composer. So it allows users to automate, schedule, monitor workflow across various GCP services and external services. So I have a separate videos on how to create your composer environment, how to create airflow DAX, so you can refer that. And also I'll jump into detail when we are talking about a cloud composer in our further videos. Okay, so we are having just overview here. Now what are the key use cases? Orchestration multi-step data pipeline. Now what we can see a multi-step data pipeline. Suppose you have one requirement where you are getting file into the storage bucket. Once file is available in the storage bucket, you should execute your Dataflow job, and once your Dataflow job is finished, your data should be loaded into the BigQuery, and again in your BigQuery you will have additional transformation operations. So how you will orchestrate one by one? So your Dataflow job should execute only when there is a file in your storage bucket, and your BigQuery job also execute when the Dataflow job is completed. So how these dependencies are managed? So that is why we use a cloud composer to manage all this dependency and orchestrating all the tasks. So first it will check for file availability in the storage bucket. If file is available, then only it will trigger a Dataflow job. If Dataflow job is successful, then only it will trigger a query. If query process is successful, then only it will trigger other operation. If it is failed, then you can define operation for failed job as well, what action you want to take once it is failed. Okay, so that all things you can orchestrate in a cloud composer or airflow. So you can schedule your jobs using a cloud composer or any kind of Python script, shell script. You can schedule using cloud composer, and it is used for managing dependency between task, database updates, and ML model training. So these are the four major data processing services in a Google Cloud. Now let's have a summarized view of all these services. Okay, so this is a table which is very good to understand. So you can see we have four major services: Data Fusion, Dataproc, Dataflow, and Composer. So as I said, Data Fusion is based on the CDAP open source framework, and it is managed by Google Cloud now. So Data Fusion is code free integration tool, data integration service. Here you don't need any kind of coding knowledge, and at the back end runs on the virtual machine. Orchestration options is available, and it is code free. Datafrog is managed Hadoop service where you can execute your Hadoop or big data jobs Okay, again it runs on the virtual machines at the backend. For Dataflow, it uses Apache Beam Python framework, and it used to build both stream and batch pipeline. It also runs on the virtual machines. And for the composer, it is managed airflow on Google Cloud, and it used to orchestrate and execute small tasks in a sequential manner. Also use Kubernetes, so it runs on the container. So if you're going for exam or you want to remember it for interview, you can just go through this table, so it will help us to understand in a shorter period of time. So hope you understood now all data processing services in Google Cloud. So that's it for this video, and we'll see you again in a next video.